Now, the S&P 500, ladies and gents, yesterday finished the day trading around or over 3,700, which meant that it rose by over 1%, which is something that obviously is exciting those that are investing into the index, or those that are investing in the stocks, or most of the stocks which are covered on this index. But though this although we have been seeing the S&P 500 recovering in recent days, or in the past few days, this S&P 500 year to date, it is still down over 22%, which is something that must just show you that it is still trading very low, in fact towards its 52-week low of around 3,491, because as seen on the screen, you'll notice that this S&P 500 has got a 52-week high of over 4,800, with obviously the 52-week low of around 3,400, or almost 3,500. So now, like I said, to get to see the S&P 500 finishing the day yesterday over 3,700 still means that it is still very close to that 52-week low of 3,000, or approximately 3,500, or just below 3,500, which is something that obviously is still making, of course, investors, or some investors, to panic due to this. I mean, there is a possibility that we might see, of course, the US going into recession. There is a possibility of not seeing the US going into a recession, but it looks like recently, or in recent days, we've seen a lot of analysts coming out and say that there is a huge possibility that the US economy could go into a recession. But the good thing is that obviously, even if we are to go into a recession, the stock market will always recover, which is why it is a good opportunity, or it is a good choice for you to go in and load the boat on your top favorite stocks. I mean, with a recession in place, I mean, analysts have already indicated, or some analysts have already said, that if we see the US economy going into a recession, then the S&P 500 could drop to around 3,000. But if we don't get to see, or don't get to a recession, then the S&P 500 could hit a 52-week low of 3,400, or of between 3,300 and 3,400, which is something that either way we can have an opportunity, or right now we are having an opportunity to go in our favorite stocks again, or once again, and load the boat on the top quality stocks that we've always wanted to buy, especially those that were trading, or those that were really expensive before the stock market crash. So with all that, ladies and gents, on today's video, I'll be giving you my favorite top 4 stock with 1 ETF, which I will be buying end of this month. These are the stocks which I personally have always wanted to buy, and some of them, of course, I already own, but I am going, or to those that I own, I'm going to continue loading the boat, because these are the stocks which I believe, in my personal opinion, which is not professional financial advice, they are going to do very well in the near future, because their fundamentals are strong, yet the stock price, or the share price of these stocks, is trading at a low discounted price. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content here on YouTube. But like I said, this is not professional financial advice. These are just my opinions. I'm just giving you opinions on the stocks that I'll be giving you. But like I said, now is a good time to go in and start buying, because one thing for sure is that no one knows where the S&P 500 will make a U-turn and start surging, or start seeing a bullish market. No one knows. If people knew exactly where the S&P 500 will turn and become bullish, I mean, everyone, or a lot of people, will be millionaires around the world, but nobody knows. So it is always wise and good to go in the markets and consider doing dollar cost averaging, so that at least even when the S&P 500 recovers, you get the good rewards and the good returns, because I mean, have a look at what happened in 2020. A lot of people, or some analysts, were saying that the markets are still going to crash further. But what did we see? We saw a bullish run in the markets at a time where analysts were not expecting, which is something that we might also see the same thing, obviously, or something that must just show you that no one can time the markets. No one can tell you exactly where the S&P 500 will fall to. Yes, they can make estimates or they can make a prediction, but they can never, I don't think there's someone with a crystal ball that can tell you exactly where it will turn or it will make a U-turn, because it depends on how the economy is improving. It depends on the economic conditions. Now, like I said, without a waste of time, stock number one, or the first company that, ladies and gents, I'll be definitely adding to my portfolio. I don't have this stock, but I'll be adding it to my portfolio, and the stock goes by the name of Nvidia. Now, Nvidia is an American multinational technology company that, of course, specializes in chip manufacturing. So this is the company that manufactures the chips that were used in cars, the chips that might be used in computers, laptops, and all the other, of course, electronic devices that you might, your phones. They manufacture, or they are one of the big companies that manufactures chips. So this is a company that, ladies and gents, as seen on the screen, you notice that they do have a 52-week low of $108 with a 52-week high of $346. And right now, Nvidia, yesterday when the market closed, they were trading around $119. You can see how low this Nvidia is trading from its all-time high. So this is one of the stocks that I'll be adding in my portfolio. And you will remember that one of the things that contributed to the sharp fall of Nvidia, ladies and gents, it was the fact that China restricted, of course, this Nvidia company, or this company from producing some chips to some companies in China, or some Chinese companies, which is something that obviously I personally believe that they are doing that to try to slow the growth of China, which I don't want to dwell much on that, but this resulted in the shares, or this was one of the things over and above the bear markets that we are witnessing. It made Nvidia stock to crash like crazy. But one thing for sure is that, ladies and gents, this is a stock which is just said to do very well, because instructions that Nvidia got from America of maybe not supplying certain chips to certain companies or to Chinese companies did not restrict them from maybe stopping all chip supply to Chinese companies, but it was few chips here and there. But the good thing is that they are continuing to supply some of their chips to the Chinese companies, which is something that is always good. But one thing for sure, I personally believe that this is a good long-term company, because whatever, or when you think of any technology, ladies and gents, being it in the EV space, being it in AI space, you find that the first design stage, initial stages of whatever final product that you see, whether EV cars, whether computers, whether AI systems, comes from these chips. So chips play a major role in the products that we see on a day-to-day, from cars, radio, almost all technology things, I mean cell phones that we use on a day-to-day. Chips play an important role, which is why I personally believe that as long as you and I are still using phones, as long as you and I are still driving cars, including EV cars, which are of course going to dominate the entire world, we are definitely going to see companies like Nvidia continuing to do well, which is why I'll be adding them to my portfolio before this month end. This is a company that I personally believe that is just set to do very well. I mean, analysts currently gave it a moderate buy, as seen on the screen, and they have an average price target for Nvidia of $199, which is 66% from where Nvidia is currently trading at. So I'll be adding this stock to my portfolio because even analysts agree that this is a stock which is just set to do very well. Now, the second stock that I'll be adding to my portfolio, ladies and gents, is Alphabet, which is also called Google. Now, Google is one of the stocks that, obviously, those that have been following me, I've discussed quite a number of things about them. One of them which really attracted me to want to invest into Google was, of course, their PE ratio. If you go and see yesterday's closure, which I think made Google to end the day trading around $100, you will notice that it still has a PE ratio of below 20, which for a growth stock, I would personally want to believe that it is seriously undervalued, which is why even if you are to go to the streets or into Wall Street, you'll notice that analysts are giving Google a strong buy, as seen on the screen. You'll notice that analysts are indicating that this is a company that deserves a strong buy because of its fundamentals, its strong fundamentals. I mean, Google, the fact that we are seeing this video here on YouTube, it's owned by Google, and Google, they also make a lot of money from ads that you will see when you are watching videos like this here on YouTube. Those people, they pay a huge portion of their, of course, advertisement into Google. That's one of Google's streams of generating income. And though right now maybe they might not be getting as much customers due to inflation, due to the current economic conditions, I personally believe that when the dust settles, or when the inflation dust settles, this is one of the companies that will do very well. Now, analysts believe that Google's fair price is around $141 per stock, and looking at where Google is trading at, which is around $100, it is a 40% or over 40% increase or returns from where it's trading at, which is something that must just show you that it is a good opportunity to obviously go in and probably load the boat onto this Alphabet or Google stock. Now, the third stock that is under my radar, which, oh, by the way, I already own this stock and I own lots and lots of shares of this stock, is the company that I discuss with you almost in a day-to-day, and the company goes by the name of NIO. Now, NIO is a Chinese premium EV company, which I've discussed, like I said, almost every time I post a video here on YouTube. Chances are very high that you will find me obviously talking more about this stock, and this is one of the reasons why I do that is because this is a stock that seriously dominates my stock market portfolio, because I believe it is in its fundamentals and future prospects. And like I am saying, one of the things that makes me to discuss a whole lot about this stock is because this is a stock that is really close to my heart. Now, one of the recent or latest developments entails NIO starting with the deliveries in the 4 European countries of their 87 models in Germany, Netherlands, Denmark and Sweden, which is something that is incredible, because not only will NIO be selling their cars in Norway now, but we are to expect, or we are seeing NIO delivering cars into 4 other European countries, which is something that is incredible. And the fact that again in Norway we are seeing NIO, or we are going to see NIO, chances are very high this week, finishing the week reaching 1,000 sales in Norway is something that will be a very good milestone to show you that not only is NIO going to do well in China, but also doing well outside of China. Now, Wall Street on NIO, ladies and gentlemen, as seen on the screen, you notice that they have a strong buy, or they've categorized NIO as a strong buy, which is something that must just show you that NIO is a company which is just set to do very well. As seen on the screen, you notice that analysts believe that NIO's fair price is or should be around $31, which is a pure 160% of good returns if you are to go in and buy this stock right now. This is one of the stocks which I personally believe that it is just set to do very well. The fact that also analysts are believing that this is a good long-term stock, it is something that must make you to go in, of course, and do your own DD onto this stock, because it will definitely do well in the near future. Now, the last stock that I'll be adding to my portfolio, which by the way I also own this stock, is SoFi Technologies. Now, SoFi Technologies, you will know that of course it's a fintech company which is doing very well. We've been seeing every time they report their earnings beating analyst expectations, I think in the past 3 or 4 earnings, which is something that must just show you that this is a company that continues to outperform what analysts expect or what analysts predict, which is something that must just show you that this is a company which is just set to do very well. SoFi Technologies just got their banking charter early this year, which is making them, or which will result in them generating more revenues. They've done several partnerships, or they are continuing to do several partnerships, which will make them to flourish and be that #1 stop shop that they are eyeing or aiming to become for all things relating to digital banking, because in their platform investors can save, borrow, invest, spend and trade, which is something that you can never find in traditional banks. So SoFi continues to be one of my top favorite stocks. So analysts on SoFi Technologies, ladies and gents, as seen on the screen, you'll notice that they have a moderate buy with a price target of over $8. Now, where SoFi is trading at against this price target by analysts, you'll notice that it is almost 60%, meaning that if you are to go in and buy this SoFi Technology stock or in the next 12 months, you could find yourself sitting with over of course 60% of good returns if your average becomes the $5 where we are seeing SoFi currently trading at right now. SoFi, it is also that one stock which I believe that it will do very well in the future. Now, the ETF that obviously I'm going to be loading the boat or loading more, which I also own, is the ETF that goes by the name of Vanguard S&P 500, which tracks the S&P 500. Now, at the beginning of this video, I did show or indicate that analysts believe that the S&P 500 at the current economic conditions might fall to 3,400 or 3,300 and 3,400, between there. Or if we are to get to see recession, it might go to 3,000. This is something that the fact that it's trading just over 3,700 must just make you to see the opportunity that is in this or on this S&P 500, which is why now it is also a good time to go in and buy ETFs that track the S&P 500, like the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which is something that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to continue loading the boat onto this ETF, regardless of the price being at over 3,700. Yes, like I said in the beginning of this video, no one knows where the S&P 500 will fall to. It might fall to 3,400. It might not even fall to that 3,400. It might make a U-turn here at 3,450 and not get to 3,400, or it might even get to 3,000 during recession, or even not. So nobody knows. But the good thing, or one of the things that I personally believe that you should do as a retail investor, is to continue doing dollar cost averaging and loading the boat onto this ETF, because when you are buying this ETF, it's like what the famous Warren Buffett say, you are buying the entire America, because it consists of the top 500 companies in the US. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick video of what it is I'll be buying this coming week or next week. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, it's always good and wise for you to do your own DD before you could load the boat onto the stocks, or these stocks that I was talking or telling you about, even the other ones that I did not cover, which you believe they are just set for greatness. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.